What is going on, everyone? Thank you for subscribing. I'm seeing it, I'm loving it. Thank you so much. Please consider subscribing if you have not already, and you can see my other stock analysis videos as well. Hopefully, they provide you some type of insight as far as, this is what things look like as they are for companies and where their stocks stand. So as you can see by the title of today's video, I'm going to go over Charles Schwab. And this is a bank, it's a financial intermediary, and it's a pretty big investment platform too. They just recently, as of I think it was October, or no, it was sometime in 2020, they bought TD Ameritrade, which is a huge trading platform. So now Schwab has gobbled up number 3, and it's definitely taken over position of number 2, and they're right behind Fidelity Investments still, with Robinhood slowly coming up behind them. But it's pretty incredible because they had the wherewithal to buy TD Ameritrade in a stock and cash transaction. So that's going to set them up for the future, and that's why I want to look at them because they're really interesting. So Charles Schwab right now, as of December 21st, 2020, was at $51.75, and they have 5 hold ratings and 6 buy ratings from analysts. They actually have a stock analysis of about neutral. I'm guessing that will be about 7 or 8 going into some point in 2021, just a guess because they haven't fully seen TD Ameritrade show up on their balance sheet or income statement yet. So let's go to the income statement. As we can see, they slowly have been growing revenue year over year, and like I said, TD Ameritrade is not included in 2019's numbers, and I think that it's just going to skyrocket from here. I'm looking at least double-digit growth because that is what the TD Ameritrade platform and its Thinkorswim technology brings, as well as their $0 commissions that they had followed Schwab on from Robinhood. So if we can actually see, they had about 7.5, total in 7.5 billion total from, interest and fees on loans, which is interesting because they're not really huge loan holders. And this is a bank, but it's more turning into an investment bank, an investment platform. So total revenue grew to about 11.7 billion in 2019. Again, look for this to go up. And net income was about 3.5 billion. That is a very nice net income. That net income has also been growing, which is great to see. That means that as their revenues have been rising, their expenses have either gone down or just risen slightly. And as we can see, that just has risen slightly. Like, this from 2017 to 2018, it only grew about 500 million, 5 to 600 million in between that ballpark range. That's pretty good. And then even from 2018 to 2019, only about 300 million. That's crazy. 300 million growing in expenses. Like, again, that's actually less than it was from 2017 to 2018. That's what you want to see. You want to see a company that's financially stable. They're keeping control of their expenses and still growing revenue. That'll make a great net income. And so let's look at their balance sheet. This might be a little bit rocky because, they had just bought TD Ameritrade or were in the process of buying TD Ameritrade. And again, that hasn't probably shown up on the balance sheet yet for 2019, what we're going to see. But all the while, still, you'll get a good picture as far as, okay, we could probably expect this number to be less or to go down. So let's just wait a second here for the balance sheet to load. Sorry about that. That like never happens while I'm doing these. Okay. Let's see if it works. Sorry about the technical difficulty. Let's just go straight to the cash flow statement. If that doesn't work, then we're just going to go straight to the portfolio. Nope, I don't want a newsletter. All right, that doesn't want to work, at least not yet. Let's look at the portfolio. If you had invested in Schwab's IPO in July 1989 and held until November 2020, and you had invested $10,000 and reinvested all the dividends, today you would have a $2.2 million balance. That's 19% compound annual growth rate, or CAGR. That's pretty good for a bank. Like, I'm looking at JP Morgan too, and even they're not that great. And if we look at monthly or yeah, annual returns, like Schwab hasn't really had too bad of a performance. It's a bank, it's a financial play, so like it has to trend that way sometimes. When it has, when financials have a negative year, Schwab is no different, and it will go down with the ship. It will have the same kind of results. So that's pretty crazy. And 2020 has been kind of but 2019, especially once they announced the whole zero commission trading and buying Ameritrade, when they announced that, I could definitely see why that went up. But, to again have almost a 19% CAGR is pretty crazy, and to have a $2.2 million balance if you had invested at its IPO is really crazy. So actually, this was working now, and let's go over to the balance sheet. 2.2 million, and the best year was 303%. The worst year was only negative 45%. That's not bad. That's not bad at all for a financial play when something like the Great Recession had happened back in 2008, 2009, and the financial crisis. That shows that it has a good, strong fortitude balance sheet, and probably management at the time, which was Schwab. So if we can see, we have total assets of about $294 billion, and we have total liabilities of about $272 billion. And this includes about $7.4 billion in long-term debt. Now this will rise because of buying Ameritrade. So this is what I was talking about. This was a 2019 number, and you are expected to see this rise because of buying Ameritrade. Anytime you buy a company, you also assume their debts and anything else that goes along with it, including the debt that you used to finance buying the company. So that's pretty good to see that they do have more assets than they have liabilities, and the starting out long-term debt wasn't too bad. And this is what we really want to see, is how much cash they have. And Schwab has had a lot of cash. Like they've that's one of the reasons why they agreed to try to buy Ameritrade, was they had a lot of money on the sidelines. Make a play, do something with it. And that's all I really wanted to talk to you guys about today with Schwab. Again, if you got this far in the video, sorry about the technical difficulties. Don't hold it against me. Please like the video and subscribe. See you later.